世界を救う。
What is world peace? In many animes, there have been different iterations of world peace. However, they all revolve around one concept: a world without bloodshed, a world where no children cry, or a world with no wars or conflict. By this definition, world peace will never come to fruition. It is simply a facade that will never be seen through. It is simply impossible for world peace to be achieved. World peace and stopping world hunger will be two concepts that will never happen in the history of humanity. It is simply too tall of a task. However, it is fun to wonder about how you are able to stop all bloodshed to achieve world peace. But when you think over time, you realize that it is simply impossible, something that will never happen. There is no one solution that can achieve this. There are no solutions that can achieve world peace, because as I said, it is impossible. This goal of world peace, of ending bloodshed, is so inconceivable that it would take a miracle, an omnipotent device capable of changing the world, a holy grail of sorts. Meet Kiritsugu Emiya, a man who has suffered a lot throughout his life. Forced to let go of everything and anything, he has seen everything. He has seen death upon death upon death. He had to sacrifice everything to get to the position he is in now. He was forced to kill his father, forced to kill his motherly figure, forced to kill his wife, forced to abandon his daughter, all for the sake of world peace. When we first meet Kiritsugu Emiya in the Fate series, by the way I'm talking about Fate Stay Night, we learn that he is an adult that wanted to be a hero, however he failed. Shiro describes Kiritsugu as an amazing person, someone who lived for other people, a true hero of justice. However, in Fate Zero, we learn something different. We learn about a cruel mage killer. We learn about someone who uses unconventional methods to kill mages, all for the sake of pleasure. Meeting Kiritsugu in Fate Zero, we see a totally different person, someone who is broken. Unlike in Fate Stay Night, where we see a compassionate and kind man, in Fate Zero, he looks hollow. Someone devoid of emotion, someone who looks like he has lost everything. He looks like someone who is there not but because he wants to be, but it's because he is forced to be. He doesn't look like someone who wants to keep living. There are many characters that share the same eyes as him. Kotomine Kire, a man corrupted by the Grail and unable to feel sorrow or happiness. You might even say that his emotions are reversed. Sakura Mato, a child who was violated by his grandfather, well, not really grandfather, but adopted grandfather Zoken Mato, every inch of her body violated and forced to be the vessel for the Grail. A common theme that we see in these people is that they have all experienced some sort of traumatic events that would kill the average person. And in Fate Stay Night, we don't see these hollow eyes in Kiritsugu. We see someone who looks like he is holding everything in. Someone who is pretending to be happy. Why is that? Kiritsugu is a misguided hero, someone who doesn't truly realize their actions and what they have caused. The reason why he is how he is in Fate Zero starts when he is a child. He arrived with his dad on an island, an extremely remote place with little to no communication with any other island or any other form of civilization. His dad is a researcher, someone who seeks immortality. He uses magic to stop time for plants, and one day he wants to use this time-stopping magic for humans. One day, when he is home, his dad tells him not to go outside. Obviously, out of curiosity, Kiritsugu does exactly that, and he goes outside to discover his friend Shirley killing chickens. Why is this? She says that she has experimented on herself. She has taken a vial of some liquid from Kiritsugu's dad's table, saying that this is true science, true experimentation. Later, church executioners go and exterminate and burn everything on the island, as if it never existed. Kiritsugu discovers his dad and realizes that he was the one behind the experiment and the reason why the entire island is erased. Kiritsugu doesn't have much. The things he has, he always ends up losing. He had a motherly figure. Kiritsugu killed her for the sake of mankind. He had a wife. Her wife turned into the Holy Grail. He had a dad. Kiritsugu killed him. So, as you can see, he doesn't have much. The trolley problem is a very popular philosophical question that explores ethnic dilemmas and utilitarianism. It is a moral dilemma designed to explore ethnic decision-making. The trolley problem is extremely simple. A train is going down the tracks, and there are two paths that it can take. One path has one person, stuck on the tracks, unable to move. The other path has 5 people, stuck together, unable to move. Both of them are unable to move. What is your choice? The most popular answer is pulling the lever on the one person, saving 5 people. However, there isn't necessarily a correct answer to this problem. Like, what if the one person is your friends? Not friends. Your friend, your family, or any significant other. Would you still pull the lever on the one person? Or would your choice be entirely different and you'll pull the lever on the 5 people? Later in the show, the Holy Grail shows Kiritsugu the exact problem. The Grail gives a similar scenario to the trolley problem. 2 ships are sinking. One ship has 200 people and the other ship has 300 people. Kiritsugu Emiya is the only one on both ships with the ability to fix the ships. Now Kiritsugu Emiya gives the obvious response. I would save this ship with 300 people. The Grail gives him another question. The ship with 200 people captures you and threatens you to fix their ship. What do you do now? I would kill all 200 people. It is the most obvious course of action. Kiritsugu Emiya doesn't realize what his actions have caused. He doesn't realize that what he is doing for world peace is going against his ideology or his ideal of world peace. He starts to take a look at everyone he has killed. The Grail shows Kiritsugu everyone that he has killed, the hundreds of thousands of people that he has killed. The Grail isn't as omnipotent as it seems to be. It is a curse, the amalgamation of human suffering and despair. In the end, he destroys the Holy Grail. However, you know what happens in the end. It kills way more people, sets fire to everything, whatever. In the end, Kiritsugu stops trying to pursue world peace. He states in the end, after everything is settled, after all the conflicts have ended, that he hasn't lost anyone important to him since. Kiritsugu's story can be related to Icarus. The story of Icarus is extremely popular in Japanese pop culture and can be seen referenced in specifically animes. The story of Icarus is about a man named, Icarus. Given wax wings from his father Daedalus, he was told not to fly too close to the sun. However, Icarus didn't listen to his father and did exactly that. He flew too close to the sun, thus falling to his tragic death. Overall, this story is a metaphor on how ambition, if too big, can lead to tragedy and downfall. This story can be related to Kiritsugu Emiya, with world peace being the ambition and everyone he held dear to him being the tragedy and downfall. It really goes to show that world peace isn't something that you can pursue realistically. If you aren't prepared to lose everything and anyone that you have, don't even bother trying to attain world peace. World peace will never happen, but if you truly want it to happen, you must be prepared to lose everything, from your family, friends, to your loved ones, because that is the true price for world peace.